Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, the lineup is finally out for this year's block party. Find out what students think of the groups.
And as tensions rise in Europe over the migrant crisis, more refugees arrived in Greece.
And the next time you grab a Coke, you'll find something new on the classic drink. We'll have what you need to know.
And snow in April, Rebecca Castor will tell you how long the snow is expected to stick around.
All that and more. Citrus TV News starts right now.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Jackie Prager, filling in for Catherine Robinson.
And I'm Josh Bazan. The annual block party lineup is finally released, and tickets for the concert went on sale today. That's where we start. Syracuse students were finally able to buy their block party tickets this morning, and floor seats sold out in just minutes. The annual concert in the Carrier Dome is on April 29th this year. It will feature performances from the Chainsmokers and Chance the Rapper. Students can buy tickets starting today. Those will cost around $20. On Thursday, the public can get tickets of their own. Citrus TV caught up with students to hear what they thought about the lineup.
It's usually a big deal, so I've heard I have big expectations, but I love Chainsmokers and Chance, so I'm excited.
I'm so excited for Block Party. You know, there's so much hype around it. Everyone talks about how fun it is, so I'm really excited.
Did you get your tickets yet?
I did. I got it as soon as they got out. Literally got it at 10:01. So.
Students woke up to a familiar sight yesterday morning as a snowstorm swept through Syracuse over the weekend. This is nothing new to many students, as the record for April snowfall was set with 10.5 inches back in 2013. This snowfall puts Syracuse in the lead for the Golden Snow Globe Award, which awards the snowiest city in the U.S. with a population of over 100,000. Rebecca Castor will have your full weather forecast later on in the show.
New Yorkers can expect to see their wages rise in the coming years thanks to a minimum wage bill that Governor Andrew Cuomo signed today. Over time, the bill will phase in minimum wage increases up to as many as $15 an hour all across the state. When asked about the move, Governor Cuomo said people simply cannot afford to live while the wages are stagnant. The American Red Cross is providing temporary shelter and financial assistance for the Vernon family involved in Sunday house fire that killed their 8-year-old girl. 9 surviving family members, including 7 children, are being cared for by the Red Cross to help them in the recovery. The investigation into the fire is still ongoing. And the Syracuse women's basketball team continued to make history last night. The Orange defeated Washington to secure the program's first national championship game appearance. Someone who also made history last night was Coach Quinton Hansman, who became the first African-American coach to reach the National Women's Championship game. And Coach Q understood the importance of that milestone.
It is significant. I'm not going to downplay that. It is, but I think in the grand scheme of things, I don't know how much it is a factor or it really matters, but it is. It does have some importance because it's tough being the first, you know, and I just hope that everyone gets opportunities to be in this seat. You know, whatever your nationality is, whatever your religion is, whatever your race is, this is an amazing seat to sit in. It really is. It's an amazing seat to sit in, to be playing in a national championship game against the best.
And even though the Orange may not have made it to the final game, the men's basketball NCAA championship is tonight. Citrus TV's JP Chunga is live in Houston with a preview of the matchup.
Well, certainly it was depressing for Syracuse to not be in this stage of the competition. They were ousted on Saturday, but we've got ourselves a great final between North Carolina and Villanova. Those are two teams that scored a lot of points. Villanova nearly scored 100 in their game against Oklahoma when they blasted the Sooners by 44. Then North Carolina, like I said, they took care of Syracuse coming out of the ACC. It could set up for a very highlight reel matchup tonight, something that's better than the TV that you have on the prime time
And JP,
schedule.
both of these teams scoring more than 80 points in their last game. They're playing some fantastic basketball. Do you think we're looking at a good matchup tonight?
Oh, yeah, certainly. The way I'm looking at it is that this will not let you down, like that Chainsmokers song, which is also coming over to Block Party down in Syracuse. You've got Bryce Johnson against Brian Archidiakono, Marcus Page against Oshefu. Those are the big names to highlight, and it's going to be entertaining because there are going to be points. College basketball gets the rap that, sometimes it can be a slog, and when you watch these games, they won't be entertaining. But this one, Villanova is operating with the sick flow of Chance the Rapper, and it's going to be an exciting one.
NJP, obviously Villanova and UNC, the only teams left dancing. Have you been able to run into any of their fans down in Houston?
Oh, yes, certainly. Villanova very well represented here in Houston because they took an entire plane down to the Lone Star State, and it was completely full. They weren't the biggest crowd to come down to Houston. That had to be the Oklahoma fans, but in the end, they were very loud, much like the Syracuse contingent, which is going down a little bit unhappy. North Carolina certainly had a lot of fans, and if anybody is going to take over the arena, it will be those Tar Heels in their powder blue.
Thanks, JP. That's JP Chunga reporting live at NRG Stadium in Houston. The game tips off tonight just after 9 o'clock. You can catch the game on TBS. And coming up after the break, we'll have all your updates from around the nation and around the world.
But first, Rebecca Castor has your Citrus TV Fastcast. Rebecca?
April showers bring May flowers, but snow showers, that is. Snow is back in the forecast this week. I'll let you know how much we can expect in my full weather forecast. Citrus TV News will be right back. Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
The Supreme Court has unanimously rejected a conservative challenge to a voting rights case in Texas.
Texas, like the other 49 states, currently draws its legislation districts based on total population.
Conservative activists in Texas were lobbying for districts to be based only on eligible voters that would have expanded the legislative power of rural and largely white areas in the state.
The court stated that the current law did not violate the one person, one vote rule that was established during the civil rights movement. It unanimously struck down the challenge. Amtrak says it will restore service along the route that one of its trains crashed yesterday.
The train headed for Savannah, Georgia, crashed into construction equipment near Philadelphia, killing 2 construction workers and wounding more than 30 others.
A National Transportation Safety Board official says they're still gathering facts to determine the cause.
It's the biggest data leak in history, and it's being called the Panama Papers. Yesterday, The Guardian, along with other news outlets, published articles based on information leaked by an offshore law firm.
11.5 million documents were leaked from a Panama law firm by a confidential source. The papers detailed how thousands of people, including politicians and world leaders, use offshore accounts to hide money.
The law firm Mossack Fonseca had information linking 12 national leaders to those offshore accounts.
The first group of migrants deported from Greece under a new EU plan have arrived in Turkey.
The migrants traveled by boat from the Greek islands of Lesbos and Chios. Greek authorities say the majority of the migrants are from Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and India.
A Turkish official says the country will accept up to 500 migrants per day.
The Brussels airport is finally back open after the terrorist attacks that shocked the world 2 weeks ago.
Despite the opening, only 3 departing flights were scheduled to Portugal, Italy, and Greece yesterday.
There are also no arriving flights, and the total number will be lower in the foreseeable future.
Since the attacks, the airport's capacity has decreased, and tightening security measures will increase wait times.
Azerbaijan announced a ceasefire in its conflict with Armenia. The announcement comes after dozens of soldiers from both sides were killed yesterday.
Moments after the announcement, however, Armenian news agents said Azerbaijan was still attacking. Azerbaijan says it will pursue peaceful policy, but will respond to any provocations with offensive operations. Josh, isn't it supposed to be spring?
Jackie, I think it is, but there's snow in April. Here with your full weather forecast is Rebecca Castor. Rebecca?
Thanks, Josh and Jackie. Winter conditions did return over the weekend. Currently, it is 28 degrees with cloudy skies, making it feel more like 17 degrees. And taking a look at our current surface map, we'll see that these low temperatures are due to this cold front affecting the northwest to the northeast. Our current temperatures map shows that these freezing temperatures are affecting the majority of the northeastern states. The cold front has caused temperatures to drop significantly in the past week. Meanwhile, many southern states such as Texas and Florida are still reaching temperatures in the 80s. The radar shows some light snow in our vicinity, but the snow clouds aren't expected over Syracuse until later this week. But there is a 40% chance that the clouds will head our way this evening. Tonight's low is 14 degrees, and the snow clouds should clear up overnight. And taking a look at our 5-day forecast, we'll see that snow I was talking about later in the week, but first on Tuesday, we have a high of 29 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Wednesday, the high is going to go up to 43 degrees. On Thursday, we're going to see some rain, not cold enough for snow, but that snow is going to come in on Friday with a high of 33 degrees. And on Saturday, 27 degrees, 40% chance of snowfall.
Well, Rebecca, so how much snow, if we get some tonight, are we looking at?
We're not looking at much snow tonight. If we do get some, it should be less than an inch if the snow falls tonight.
And this upcoming weekend snowfall, how does that compare to the snowfall we had this past weekend?
Yeah, the snowfall that we had this weekend is going to be significantly more than what we have coming up. If we have snow coming in this weekend, which we should, we'll only expect about an inch to fall each day.
So when are we looking to get back to these spring temperatures, though?
Yeah, the spring temperatures, we can expect them hopefully to return towards the end of April, but for the next 2 weeks, we're going to see some winter temperatures.
All right, well, thank you so much. And coming back after the break, what one mayor will do to protect his citizens.
And the Amazon show Transparent gets a new guest star. We'll be right back.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, you know, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Newly elected Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney is proposing a soda tax. Kenney says that the tax will help fund renovations to local libraries, parks, and rec centers, as well as his plan for universal preschool. If the tax is approved, the price of a 20-ounce soda would go up by 60 cents. Driverless cars are becoming more common nowadays. Chinese companies are at the head of technology. The UC Technology Group announced plans to show a demonstration at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas in 2017. Car ownership has spiked in China, and accidents are on the rise, which makes driverless cars a bonus. Alaska Air has purchased Virgin America for $2.6 billion. The combined airline will have more than 1,000 daily departures and 280 planes. There will also be hubs in Seattle, San Francisco, Anchorage, and several other cities. This deal marks more consolidation within the airline business.
Caitlyn Jenner will make an appearance on the upcoming season of Transparent. The Amazon series follows the life of an elderly transgender woman. The show has featured several transgender actors in the past, and it just won a GLAAD Media Award for a comedy series. The third season will be released sometime in 2016. Coca-Cola is now adding a musical twist to their trademark Share a Coke campaign. The bottles will feature over 70 song lyrics, everything from classics to the pop of today. Coca-Cola is rolling out their new bottles by the end of the month. And it's the biggest global sporting event every 4 years, but Brazil is having trouble selling tickets to the 2016 Summer Olympics. Only half of the tickets have been sold. Brazil's Minister of Sports is left trying to boost the world's confidence in his country's ability to host the Games. The Brazilian government may also purchase some tickets themselves and distribute them to public schools. And speaking of sports, joining us now is Stephen Conowitz. Stephen?
Thanks, Josh. Coming up in sports, the women's basketball team looks to continue its historic NCAA tournament run. We'll hear from the team as they gear up for UConn tomorrow. Plus, both lacrosse teams were in action this weekend, and baseball makes its 2016 debut. Did someone say something about practice? Practice? Stick around.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Connecticut and Syracuse. Those are the only teams remaining in the NCAA women's basketball tournament. These two former Big East foes will square off tomorrow night in the championship game. The Huskies have won 3 straight national titles, so the Orange will be facing a tall task. Alexis Peterson and Brittany Sykes spoke last night after the win over Washington, and now the team has been able to make it this far.
We pride ourselves on defense, so when we can get up and get after teams and turn them over and keep them from running their offense, it just gives us more momentum to get out and run and get in transition.
Well, every year in media day, he says the same thing, and we believe the same thing, that we're going to win the national championship and we're going to compete for the national championship, and we're doing that right now. Whether it took us 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, we're here.
The number 4 Orange took down the number 7 Huskies late last night, 80-59. It's no surprise that the Cuse was led by its big 3, Brittany Sykes, Alexis Peterson, and Brianna Butler. Butler had 12 points and 6 rebounds. Sykes added 18 points. Peterson was 17. It was also a game of milestones. Butler set a single-season NCAA record with 128 made threes. The Syracuse notched its first ever 30-win season. And on the Washington side, Talia Walton finished with 29 points and hit her first 8 3-pointers. Yeah, that's good for a single-game record in the Final Four as well. But before we get to tomorrow's game, the men's champ will be crowned tonight. Villanova is searching for its 2nd ever title, while North Carolina is going for its 6th. Both teams blew out their respective Final Four opponents, winning by an average of 30 points. It'll be an interesting matchup in the paint as 2 senior forwards will battle for buckets and boards. Wildcats forward Daniel Ochefu has been averaging 12 points and 7 rebounds in the tournament, while Tar Heel senior Bryce Johnson has been getting 20 and 9 in those same categories. Villanova and North Carolina tip off at 9:19 in Houston. And going into this weekend, SU men's lacrosse hasn't lost 3 straight games since 2007. The Orange fell to Duke last week and Johns Hopkins before that. The 2016 slate wouldn't get easier though, as number 1 Notre Dame came to the Salt City this past Saturday. Syracuse celebrating 100 years in the Salt City. Tim Barber's excited about that as he gets going. Let's fast forward to the second quarter. It's Nick Mariano for the Orange. Puts on the brakes and whips one pass to give Notre Dame the 6-4 lead. Cuts that lead to just 2 goals. But that's as close as Syracuse would get. Sergio Perkovic saves the ball out of bounds, but Syracuse struggled a lot in the first half. 5 failed clears, 9 turnovers as Notre Dame causes another one. Matt Kavanaugh scoops it up and scores one of his 3 goals, gives the Fighting Irish an 8-4 lead. Ryder Garzny later in the game would add to that, giving Notre Dame a 16-7 lead, and Notre Dame would go on to win this one 17-7, giving Syracuse its 3rd straight loss, first time since 2007. Women also in the Dome. That's Kayla Trainer right there. She was the ACC Offensive Player of the Year last year, and she's going to show you why. Look, so calm, cool, collected, then all of a sudden, sneak eyes. Gets it past, scores the goal, gives Syracuse the 14-8 lead over the Duke Blue Devils. But Maddie Acton gets fouled here, and she'll head to a free position opportunity for the Blue Devils, and she gets this one pass, cuts the Syracuse lead to 14-10. Later on, Acton would get back in on the action, cuts the lead to just 2 goals under a minute to go in the game. Syracuse would just run out the clock, though, and win this one 14-12. This was the first game of a doubleheader for Syracuse. They later played that night at Canisius, but because of the snow, the game has to be postponed and will be resumed later. We'll let you know later when that will continue. And baseball is back. Monday marked the official opening day for MLB. A few teams played yesterday, but 14 teams were in action today. Well, 10 to be exact. Astros, Yankees, and the Bronx all was postponed due to the rain. The makeup game is set for tomorrow. And Red Sox and Indians also rescheduling their game for Tuesday. The other New York team, the Mets, began their season last night in a rematch of the World Series, and the Royals picked up where they left off and beat the Mets 4-3.
So, Steve, I'm excited about the Basketball Hall of Fame lineup that they just announced.
It's an all-star cast that they got. Iverson is in it. Shaquille O'Neal is in it. Yao Ming. Tom Izzo. Iverson was always talking about practice, and here he is. It paid off. He's in the Hall of Fame.
A lot of huge names. That's going to be an exciting weekend.
I think so. It's going to be a great weekend, but before that, Syracuse women's basketball tonight. It's going to be I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people are giving Syracuse credit to. I mean, UConn's won 3 straight national championships. They're always considered the favorite in women's basketball, but the way this Syracuse team has been playing, I think anything's possible.
It's always exciting seeing hometown girl Breanna Stewart finally playing Syracuse, and now for a national championship game. It's going to be interesting to see that matchup.
It's a great narrative. The drama is so intense. You guys don't want to miss this one.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephen. We'll definitely be watching the game tomorrow, and CitrusTV will be right back.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
All right, Rebecca, so what are we looking at for tomorrow?
Okay, so tomorrow morning, if the snow clouds do come in tonight, they'll be gone by the morning, so you won't have to worry about that. It's going to be about 18 degrees tomorrow morning, so you're definitely going to want to grab your big winter coat. You may have to get that out of the closet if you didn't get it out this weekend. But and then tomorrow afternoon, the temperatures are going to increase throughout the afternoon. The sun's going to come out a little bit. So partly cloudy skies, but you won't have to worry about snowfall.
So luckily, no snowfall tomorrow. What about the rest of the week? Are we going to be seeing more showers?
The rest of the snow showers probably won't come in until this weekend, so you won't have to worry about snow on your way to class for most of the school week, but we'll see it coming up this weekend.
Very nice. Awesome. So I'm pretty excited. Block party's finally been announced. I got my tickets this morning. Did you guys get tickets?
I got my ticket. Floor seats sold out.
I refuse to get a ticket. Refuse to get a ticket.
It's your last block party, and you didn't get tickets for it?
No.
And it's a great lineup, though.
I don't know. That's not my kind of style. Like Chainsmokers, they got that song Selfie, Roses. Okay, I have no idea who Chance the Rapper is. No idea who that is.
Chance the Rapper is one of the best hip-hop artists out right now. You're missing out,
I got to do my research.
And one of the Chainsmokers was an SU alum, so even just to come out and support them.
I got to support my Orange, huh?
Well, I'm going to be there.
That does it for our show tonight. For more of the latest news, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like our page on Facebook. I'm Josh Bazan.
I'm Jackie Prager. Thanks for watching, and have a great night, Syracuse.